Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash story slash discussion fun. This such topic will be about great illustrious singer named Kelly Rowland. Yes, and I will also be comparing power levels of and for Kelly Rowland in regards to her immense skill sets, talents, and abilities as a sensational musical icon. Okay, like many other great singers and artists, Kelly had humble beginnings, so it always starts early, like with many others. So yes, Kelly Rowland was singing at a very early age. And of course, they knew she had a lot of talent. They knew she had a voice, but they only took a little kid so serious. So she had to nurture her ability and perfect it and get better and better at it. It is said that she didn't have a traditional heavy Christian upbringing and rooted in gospel music, but she probably had a good household, except for the fact that her mother had to leave her father at a very early age when she was only 7 or 8 because her father had some problems domestically and he was a drinker. So they moved from their home all the way to Houston, Texas. And eventually her family and her moved in with Beyonce and her family, and of course they became immensely close. So Kelly and Beyonce became best friends, and of course they discovered that both of them could sing very good, and they decided to form a girl group. So initially, before Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland and Beyonce Knowles started an all-girl group. It was named Girls Time or something like that, and it underwent different membership changes. This was very early in Kelly Rowland's career, much like with Beyonce Knowles. Okay, so eventually they figured everything out and they got the perfect group together and they called it Destiny's Child. That's when they got a big music contract from Columbia Records. And of course, once that happened, the rest was history because Kelly Rowland contributed to many hits in Destiny's Child because she was a great writer, a great singer, a great performer. And yeah, she is credited to having written or co-written many songs on the Destiny's Child's albums as well as her own solo album projects. Yes, indeed. Okay, so her and Beyonce and the rest of the members of Destiny's Child were producing immensely high-selling album after album after album after album, but Destiny's Child also underwent membership changes, like much like the earlier group started by Kelly and Beyonce. So they eventually settled on a third member and decided to keep it as a trilogy because I believe Destiny's Child had more than 3 members at first. It might have had 4 members, maybe 5, but it's finally settled on 3 members, which was, of course, Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, and Michelle. And as you know, the rest is history. So if Destiny's Child was cranking out hit album after hit album after hit album, and then Kelly Rowland, like the other members, decided to do their own solo projects, of course. And then, of course, after Kelly released her first solo album, it was tremendously or incredibly successful. It charted high on pop music charts, R&B music charts. Then she released a follow-up album. It kept charting well on all charts and selling well. She ended up releasing 4 solo albums that sold at least 50 million copies. And of course, so in all, Kelly Rowland has sold 50 million copies as a solo artist and 60 million copies as a member or 60 million albums as a member of Destiny's Child. So she sold over 100 million albums. Incredible. Okay, let me get to the power levels of Kelly Rowland. Of course, she's a powerful singer that is so soulful and beautiful at singing it and sounding that way. She's an incredibly powerful, healthy stage performer that's tirelessly and does a million shows of effort, of minimum problem and relative ease, of course, added. She's of course, an incredible, spirited, kind, generous, caring woman. And that takes power to be that, of course, because many people don't show that power. And of course, she's a powerful, high-selling R&B, pop, contemporary, soul, and dance artist. All right, folks, let me know how you feel about this one.